Okay, Albert and I are driving another special 911 today, once again from Sloan Motors. And what's special about this car is what it does not have. It's really just a 96 base Carrera, but with very few options on it. It does have a few options in that the original owner of this car wanted to recreate sort of an RS, and so they put the Aerokit on the back, they put the lighter wheels on, they put the sport suspension on, and of course the sport seats. But everything else is removed, you know, no leather, no upgraded stereo system, none of the bells and whistles you normally see in a 993, not even a sunroof. That is the really rare thing here. I have never seen a 993 coupe without a sunroof in it. So it makes it a very special car, obviously very low mileage, and of course a very special color. Oop, missed this can here. Very special color, Riviera blue, which was a standard color in 95, I think, but a PTS color in 96. So he went to the trouble of getting a previous standard color in PTS, which also makes it special. But really, just driving this car is interesting for me because being a stripped out model, it's as raw as you get really in the US market. And this is how I love a 993 to be. No gimmicks, no turbos, no fancy stuff. Just the raw experience, which is really what this car is. So it is actually a lot like driving my 993, which is just a base Carrera as well. But obviously this is what it would be like if it was new, because there's no mileage on this car. It's as new, it's as tight as it can be, whereas my car is a little bit sloppier, being a 150,000 mile car. And of course, being the base engine, you have to give it a bit of stick to get any power out of it, which is how a Porsche sports car should be. You should have to beat on them in order to make them come alive. So to summarize, 993, base engine, bright color, no options. This is just a pleasure to drive. I'd actually be interested to see which is the faster car, my Macan S or this base Carrera. Both very similar performance figures. Should we see which is faster? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Oh no. The Macan is definitely faster. Just though, I had him for a little while. Yeah, as for the sport suspension, the car is a lot tighter than my car, but of course you feel a lot more of the jarring bumps, like up here. Donk donk, you really feel every bump because of the sport suspension in this car. But man, it tracks so, it tracks so beautifully. Yeah, this is the car to take on the track for sure. Okay, so another one of your fine vehicles.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
And this might be my favorite car I've ever owned.
Really? And you're having a bit of trouble selling this one, aren't you? Because you don't want to sell it.
I don't. You're never going to find another one like this because this is the only one built. This is a 96 993 narrow body C2. And everything you see, this is the way the car left the factory. So you have the Aerokit 1, you got the big ovals, you've got hollow spoke wheels, which are especially for which is really rare for a narrow body car. Sport chassis and no sunroof. And in the interior, you got, as you can see, you got
nothing really.
Nothing, which is this is the reason for it to be. So yeah, you've got the hardback sport seats. So the original owner wanted to get a 993 RS. Obviously, we never got those over in the United States, so he built his own Carrera RS for the United States. So he special ordered it out of a dealership in Texas, and then he took delivery over in Germany after it was built. And just one of the most unique cars I've ever had, and possibly the rarest spec ever because it's a painted sample Riviera blue. So 95 it was a standard color, but and they only made 24 993s in Riviera blue that year, and only 17 of those cars were coupes. So this guy special ordered it in '96 because in '96 blue turquoise was the standard color. And
a bright color like
bright
this
color, and
really
it just pops.
looks fantastic.
It just
doesn't
pops, and we all remember the old Porsche 993 ads where the guys they have jelly beans in their hands, and he sees the blue one, and then they paint the car. The car comes out of the paint booth, and but yeah, it's bone stock, all original paint, 18,000 miles. I have all the documentation from new. Even when he was at Germany picking up the car at the dealership, he kept the napkins.
Wow.
From 1996. So.
And it's the only car I've ever seen that has no buttons here.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a real Aerokit car and it wasn't added later on down the road.
Really?
Yep, because a lot of people, you could do that. You know, you can get an Aerokit through the dealer and you can add that on. But
the button would be there for the spoiler, wouldn't it?
That's correct, yep.
Right.
And then for the rear wiper and all that stuff. So this is all delete. So it's by far one of the rarest cars I've ever had. Very special car. And to be honest with you, a lot of people back in the day, you know, when the 993s were new, they didn't custom order cars like this. You know, you got a silver or black or whatever was on the lot, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, today obviously you go to the configurator on the computer and you can kind of do whatever you want. But back in the day in period, in 993s, you know, 95 through 98, it was very uncommon for somebody to sit down and really build out a car. So this car,
these brakes.
It's like brand new.
Yeah.
It's only got 18,000 original miles on it, fully documented. Again, it's one of the best cars I've ever had, and I've had many offers, and I actually have a few people giving me serious offers where I'm considering selling it. But I'll never find another one because literally it's the only one ever built.
Yeah. Yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it?
Yep.
I love a base model in a bright color with few options. That's exactly what we've got here, isn't it?
It's the driver spec, you know, and obviously 993 RS, a real one, would have a seam welded chassis and the bigger 3.8. We couldn't get those two options here in the United States, but the second best would be the MO30 sport chassis package, which adds a little bit more firmness to it, and of course the new sunroof, which again tightens the whole business, the business end of the car up. So it's
and this is such a lovely engine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a 3.6.
Yeah, it's
you
really
know, very Ram 3.6, and as we know, the 993 RS was the first year, even though it was a 95, you got the Vario Ram intake on a 993 RS, a real one. This one has a Vario Ram RS, I'm sorry, a Vario Ram motor on the 3.6 because it's a 96.
Yep.
And it's just as clean. Yeah, it's just spectacular.
I mean, look at it. It really is just out of the factory, isn't it?
And this is an early Vario Ram. You can see it doesn't have the script on the side of the manifold. It's a fantastic car, and it has air conditioning.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, which is great.
Amazing.
I'm glad you got to drive it. It's a very special car.
Yeah, to me, the experience of driving this car was as if I had just driven it off the lot.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like a new car.
Yeah, that was the magic for me. Yeah. Driving a 993 off the lot. Yep. Amazing.
Smells like new. It's brand new. Yeah, it's a fantastic car.